Now, after more than 3 decades in broadcasting and public service, veteran media executive Umbi Karuaihe-Upi is preparing to retire. Karuaihe-Upi played a key role in both commercial operations and national projects at the Namibia Broadcasting Corporation, and most recently led the Miss Namibia Organisation, guiding the pageant through a new era under NBC ownership. Today we reflect on her career, her contributions to public broadcasting and to Miss Namibia, and on her thoughts on the future. Should I say, should it be a congratulations, or what type of emotions should it be?
Congratulations.
Good morning, Miss Umbi. Thank you so much for joining us here on Namibia Connects.
Good morning, and thank you so much, Ivan, for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
So after more than 3 decades in broadcasting and public service, what emotions come to your thoughts right now that you're stepping into a new era of retirement?
Yes. The powerful one, the most powerful one that comes to me when I'm thinking about my retirement is gratefulness. I'm so grateful that I could have this opportunity to work at the Namibia Broadcasting Corporation in various capacities. And I'm so grateful that I could actually make my life at the NBC my lifestyle. I am synonym with the NBC and the Miss Namibia Organisation. But first and foremost, I just wanted to give my thanks to a person who played a pivotal role in my career, who started my career. That was my sister, Umbi Karuaihe-Upi. She was based in New York, and she made sure that after I graduated from high school, I find my way there. So she and my father, they organized for me to get to New York City. And when I was there, because I wanted to work in the print media, so when I arrived there, she said I could only get to broadcast media. That's how I ended up in the broadcast media. And that was the first day of the rest of my life, because I really excelled in that, in my career, my school career. And when I started at NBC, I worked as a reporter, producer, you name it. I work in different capacities. And today when I'm retiring, I'm so happy and I'm so grateful for the Namibia Broadcasting Corporation that really enriched my life in so many ways. And that's why, Ivan, when you say congratulations, I feel it and I'm so, so happy.
So dating back, I would think it's 1995 is when you joined NBC.
1990.
1990?
Yes, I actually joined, my first assignment was on the 21st of March, 1990, our Independence Day, and our Independence celebration. And I was reporting live from the Independence Stadium, so I was part of history.
So there are some people right now watching who are still not born yet. I think we need to establish that.
Yes.
So since then to now, how has the broadcaster changed in production, in everything that we do here at the NBC? Maybe take us through that evolution.
It's changed a lot because we went through all the technologies. The other time, I think Menesia was also one of your colleagues and one of my sisters and old colleague. She was actually showing all the old equipment that we had. That time it was analog, and also because I was also a radio reporter, we had this tape and splice and tape. You see, the reel-to-reel. So imagine we had reel-to-reel, and we had these old tapes, the big ones. I forgot the names, but I remember the Betacam SP. We went through all of that. Even the editing was very different, because nowadays you have this kind of editing, the digital ones. I don't even know how it works. But we were so lucky that we started with the typewriter, and with those, because us who were born, I think we are baby boomers who were born in the 60s and so on, we have gone through different kinds of technologies. And it was the same here at the NBC. And when you go in your little museum just around the corner, you will see all our old equipment. Yeah, so it was quite different from today. Even our tapes were bigger now. You have the small ones. Yeah, it was different.
You took over leadership at the Miss Namibia Organisation just after the NBC assumed control. Mm-hmm. Now, what was your vision when you started?
Mm-hmm. At the time, I was the Chief Commercial Officer for NBC. And when Director General Mr. Stanley Sibilo approached me, if I could be seconded to assist with the Miss Namibia Organisation, we sat and we talked, and also I put down my vision. My vision was to create a powerful social movement really for change. I had to change it because myself, I come from pageantry. I was a teen model myself. So, and as a person who grew up in a very educated family, I put education first, you know, because as I was growing up, my parents said, you can participate in modeling, you can participate in competitions, but your education is important. And that lesson came to me. And I said, when we are going to do this Miss Namibia, we are going to look at the prizes. We are going to give meaningful prizes. And we are going to make sure that the scholarships, they get scholarships. As you know, the top 3 of Miss Teen Namibia and the top 3 of Miss Namibia, all of them are getting scholarship for 3 years, for free at Lingua College and also at NUST. So my vision was to really use my platform to create a meaning to what it is to be a young woman. Because I was in that kind of field as a teenager, it gave me the confidence that I'm having today. It helped me to become the person that I've become. Because people think it's just a pageant, you're just walking up and down, up and down. It's not like that. You have to create a value around it. And that is what my mission was, to create a value around the Miss Namibia Organization. And I and my team, or my team and I, we actually succeeded. Because I said, as a journalist, I will use this platform to tell the story of Namibia. I will promote our country, tourism. We succeeded. I will promote and revitalize our cultures so we can take pride in our cultures. And I will make sure that everyone is included. And that's why for the first time we had even participants for the Miss Teen Namibia from the previous, or for the marginalized communities.
We have interviewed quite a few of the ladies that have, you know, taken part in the previous pageants. And majority of them, one of the things that highlighted from all of the interviews we have is the experience with you and how you treat them and how you, show them the way of life through pageant and raise their confidence levels. But we want to hear from you. What is your most special moment being part of Miss Namibia?
My most special moment was when Jamila Uiras, Miss Namibia 2023, was placed at the Miss Universe top 20 after 20 years. So to me, that was a special moment. Because in pageantry, when you go international, just like in rugby when you're capped and so on, in pageantry, when you are placed, it's a big thing. It actually reflects on how you are running your organization, how you are selecting the best delegates to represent your own country. So Jamila brought us that pride that she could do it. And I was so happy because I stood by her throughout, and because I understand pageantry so well. It's not only locally that you have to deal with people. You have to deal with people, those people who are organizing international competitions, the owners, the organizers over there. You have to understand how they operate, because there's a lot involved. There is, the geopolitics is involved, and the most important thing, this pageantry are the business. It's a multi-billion-dollar business. And when you go and compete internationally, those people select those ones who can further the agenda, in the commercial agenda. You see, you get to learn a lot of things. People think it's a charity. It's not a charity organization. And the money that goes in is a lot of money. And so the other, just to conclude this question on the special moments, is also people like Miss Teen International, who top 3. It was Oriana Ribeiro from here. But this thing is also brought upon when you maintain a good relation and communication with the owners and organizers internationally. It's very pivotal that you understand the pageantry industry very, very well, because it starts everything from here. And when you go here, you have to make sure the candidate will be placed. You have to make sure, because it's very, very expensive to get them there. So in the other special moments was that we could also place Albertina as top 10 in the Miss Earth, Miss Earth International. And lately, when I was there now, in Manila, Chichi was also placed top 25. And it was their 25th anniversary, so that was a big thing. So the placing is very, very important. And since I took over, we have placed almost every year.
Now, how important would you say is Miss Namibia as a national cultural platform beyond the beauty pageant itself?
It is very important because if they take the benchmark that we have set, and also because of the sponsors that we brought on board, it shows you that it goes beyond just the pageant. It involves the whole country. When you look at even the fashion industry, for example, the local fashion industry, when I took over, most of the garments and the fashion stuff were brought from South Africa or from all over the world. But I said, no, I have to build the Namibia fashion industry, the local ones. And I spoke with my Director General and we agreed that we will pay them prices. We pay them really marketable prices, not just to rip them off, but to build the local industry, the fashion industry, for example. And we have really succeeded in that. The first year, people were laughing at us. They say, it looks like that time when Chelsea won. We asked the fashion designers to design for all of them. And people were saying, oh, it looks like a high school pageant. I'm like, yeah, that's how everything starts, you know. I'll take blame for it. It looks like but next year it has to look better. And after that, you can't even look back because Namibian designers, they have shown who they are. They have gone beyond, you know, the call of duty.
And I saw the engagement that was held in Gobabas, how excited most of these designers were looking forward to dress the Miss Namibia 2026. But now, of course, in front of the television, people see the glitz, the glamour. What were some of your challenges and how did you overcome them running Miss Namibia?
Yes, I think the biggest challenge that I have, the top one, I would say is to work with some people who don't have integrity. It's very difficult because when you work with people, you have to trust them. And if they don't have integrity, it's a bad thing in leadership. And also, if you don't have work ethics and all ethics, that is the biggest problem. You know, and that, to me, that was the challenge because I'm not used to experience things like that. But I believe in to have a high emotional intelligence and to calibrate at a higher level of consciousness and to know that when you work with people, you have to embrace everything that will happen in where you are working. The other thing that comes with that is the stakeholders. You have so many stakeholders. And I think one important one, it is the participants themselves. Because imagine these girls have already been raised. I cannot change them, but I have to change how I deal with them. And there I have to be the mother, you know. I have to look from their perspective. I have to have empathy because all of them come from different backgrounds. And if you, who is the mother of the organization, the queen mother, if you cannot treat them like your children and understand what they go through, because they don't just come there as robots, they are come there with their own problems. So you have to embrace that. They will tell you what is happening at home. And when you travel with them, they have a lot of mental issues because how they are treated overseas, it's different. And they have to learn to cope with it. And when you are with them, you have to help them psychologically to get through. And you have to work along with their parents to make sure that they go through everything that they have gone through. And you have seen with Johanna, when she was being cyber-bullied, that was very difficult on her. That, you know, and so we have to deal with it. When I was with Chichi in Manila, we have to deal with other issues as well. But the parents were with me on that phone to make sure that we put them through every mental issue that they are going through because they are going through a lot. But, you know, when you look now, and we have to put that foot forward that everything is fine. And that is how life is, because you cannot change the world. And that's why I'm telling them, just be grateful that you have made it to where you are now. You had the opportunities. It's very costly. And a lot of people, the sponsors, the NBC, the parents, so much has been put in you to be here. So when you are here, you have to take this as an opportunity to excel and to build your career further. Because whenever you go in any career, you will have challenges. And for me, how I could overcome all those challenges is because I looked into myself and said, I have to be the person to embrace that. I have to manage it because no one forced me to be here. And as a leader, you have to do in such a way that even those girls that come to you can say, this is how Miss Umbi was. You understand? And this is what I installed in my team. And they also did what we had to do to help these girls through.
And these were all their testimonies when they were on the show.
Oh,
they were telling us about how much of a mother you've been to a lot of them throughout this journey. Not just, when they're busy practicing or being coached or how to walk, but off all of that, they have your number, they can call you, they speak to you. So what you're saying, I can attest to that because we've interviewed them. We've interviewed them on the show. Now, how has the pageant adopted over the years, given changing expectation about women, leadership and empowerment?
Yes, it has changed a lot because when you look in the history of the pageantry, like the Miss World, for example, they don't take bikinis anymore. And a lot of people protested in the past when you go back in the history, and they were called cattle parades, like you parade cattle. And the feminists, they were really, really against these competitions because it's like you take women out there and you just parade them. So what the pageantries have done over the years, they have introduced that part of philanthropy, charity, and also to give it a different meaning, and to bring in scholarships on board, and to change, the way the pageantry is presented. And that's why it has changed. They look at women empowerment. They look at how they can advance the career of these women. So it has changed in that way from being perceived as, like a parade, of naked women, even though they are having the swimsuits. And to make it more like a meaningful organization that can contribute to the development of these women. And you know what? Most women who were in pageantry, they went on to become ministers in the country. Look at the lady from Botswana, Miss World Africa. Letshego Tshombe, she is now the Minister of Gender in Botswana, and she is like 27 or so. And many others all over the world have gone on to really excel in their careers, not only in politics, but also in other fields like the media and so on.
And we have a lot here as well who are involved in a lot of NGOs, charitable work that are noticeable on television now and then. Now, speak to us on the role of sponsors and partnership in keeping a pageant such as this sustainable.
The role of partners is very important because you cannot pick up. You need collaboration. You need everyone to come together. And Namibians all over, why Miss Namibia is so successful is because all those partners came on board from all over. Deb Marine came up and other came on board. And so we need one another. It is also not only the sponsorship and all of that, but it's like the parents. The parents must also bring their side. Everyone must bring their side. So the partnership is, in one of my speeches once, I said that we can't do this alone, and we are so grateful that we are here. Even when they are participating overseas, you know that Namibians came together to be united to be united for these delegates that represent Namibia internationally. And that power that Namibia showed, and that encouragement and support and love that Namibians gave through the social media and other media outlets, they showed that we need Namibia. We need each and every one to support our girls. And I hope that we will continue to do so.
Is there anything in particular that you wish you had more time to accomplish?
Anything more to accomplish? I just think that if we can have more sponsors on board, and if they can really see the value of the Miss Namibia Organization, what it does for these young people, That is what I think that can we accomplish more. I wish we could have more of that.
Who were some of the people who most influenced and supported you along your journey in media and with Miss Namibia?
First and foremost, it was my husband, Uncle G. Because
who we know very well, because now and then you pop by in studio.
3 o'clock or 4 o'clock when I wake up, it's like, office, but is the office open again, you know? So the person who really, to me, was the backbone of the Miss Namibia Organization throughout, since I took over, that I could rely on 100%, it was Marion Titus, the one who was in charge of logistics and administration. Her creativity, her energy, her love for her work, she really carried us through, you know. And I don't think I would have even been here if it wasn't for Marion Titus. So, you know, there's only one person that takes charge of an organization. Even when I'm not there, she could do everything. So I'm very, very grateful to her. She stand out as that person. And then it was also Desiree Johnson, especially when you put together the decorations and stuff, and to work with people, you know, like in Ongwendiwa, we had about 3,000 people. They had to run up and down. It's a massive job behind the scenes. Excuse me. So those people, they really, I have to call out their names. When it comes to fashion, every time when we go, the Miss Namibia, we have to make sure she's dressed for the occasion, she looks good, and we have to plan the fashion even way in advance. Everything is meticulous. We have to plan everything, and that's why Bethany Kappa, she has a degree from this college. But anyway, she was doing all the fashion, planning. We plan already what we can do this year. You go and do the research, and then you plan. Everything is planned. Even when we are traveling, when you pack, pack those clothes, you have to know on which day, how many days this person is going to be there, and you plan it. Everything, what she's going to wear, her earrings, her shoes, and then there is a cost to it. It's very expensive. And then the social media. Social media, we are there. We are judging the social media. That one, Elvira Kiba, she was on top of the social media. So you have to make sure that we communicate, we are following the trends internationally, we know what is happening, and they have to, I was also 24/7 on the social media. So if I don't see anything, they will inform me and so on. So the rest were people like Baldwin Titus who did because it has to be aesthetically looking good, and you need the artwork. The artwork you have to plan already. Before the competition, during and after. You have to know, like, if this happened, that's why you could see our things were just on. The artwork, everything was perfect. The little videos that was Ty Swartz was doing, we were playing it all over. Byron was the editor and also the creative director. Those people, they really stood by us. And they made this organization. It was like a well-oiled machine. And then the team from NBC and NBC PR, they came together to support us. Everyone supported us. So those are my team. But other people that really stand out, it was the Director General, Mr. Stanley Similo, who really supported us throughout. Lazarus Jacobs and our board, they were exceptional in making sure that this the operations of the Miss Namibia, it's successful. So I'm very, very grateful. And then there was Patrick Mettler. Patrick Mettler, he made sure that, that we have all the sponsorship as well as Nico Muya, and last but not least, it was Menesha Munyo. Menesha, she supported us everywhere. And, you know, those people, they stand out for me. There are many, many others that I didn't mention, you know, like Glennis Them and the NBC team, the camera, Rauka Ke there and Kapepo there, everyone. And also the whole NBC, you all supported us. And I hope that will continue like that. It was a great team.
Do you believe the pageant still has a strong support here in Namibia?
Yes, I think it has a great support, and we put a benchmark, and I hope and I know that the team that is behind, they will build on that benchmark. And also we made the Namibian people to understand that this is not just appearances, you know, it's more than a competition. It is a social movement for change. We have to change. anything that we can do on any level, because when you do these things, you need to have passion. It's a lot of work. And you have to be patriotic, you have to love your country, the way I love my country, and I love my people. Because as a journalist, everything that you do it in the interest of the public. So when I was working with the Miss Namibia Organization, I said to myself, I will use this vehicle in the interest of the public to make sure that we are doing something for our country. And today we are recognized all over the world. Yeah.
What would your advice be for the next leadership of the Miss Namibia Organization for them to remain relevant in the next 10, 20 years?
Yeah, my advice is for them to really embrace emotional intelligence. That is a very powerful, important word, because you can be intelligent, but you don't have emotional intelligence. You will not work with a great array of stakeholders. You are working with different stakeholders, and you have to look into yourself how you can lead. And you have to operate at a higher level of consciousness. When you don't take things personally, but you always consider the greater good. The greater good for Namibia, the greater good for the people of Namibia. You have to think like that all the time. Otherwise, you will not succeed. You cannot succeed if you don't have passion and patriotism. If you don't have that emotional intelligence to lead an organization that affects each and every Namibian.
Now, as a veteran in broadcasting, what advice do you have for young Namibians who aspire to be in media?
I would tell them that if you are going into this field, you have to be really passionate about it, because it's a lot of hard work. And the field of broadcasting is an integral part of society. You are part and parcel of society. That's why when you go to school, they will tell you, as a journalist, for example, you are the fourth estate. But now I have come up with another term. We, the traditional media, we were the fourth estate. But now we're the fifth estate, which is the social media. And when you look at the ways the journalism and other broadcasting is done today, you have to consider other sources of information, you see. And when you go in there, you have to make sure you have a passion for it, because it's hard work. It looks glamorous, like we are sitting here. You look so handsome, and but you know what goes behind the scene. And it's team effort, you see. So you have to get your mind correct, and because you won't last in broadcasting if you don't have a passion for it and you are not willing to work. You have to work.
Now, since you're stepping away into retirement, I'd want to know, what is next for the Queen Mother?
I'm so excited and I'm so happy that I can now look at my projects. I had a very big project that I actually started in 2017. And I was telling myself, I have to do this as documentaries and so on. And I never get a chance because of my workload, I couldn't do that. So now I'm so happy. I'm now at home. I took it out, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so happy. And now I have the privilege of time, and I have the privilege of health. I can now go to the gym, finally, swim, do everything that I want to do. Other things that I'm going to work on is that I also neglected, but it's the Umbi Karuaihe Foundation, our foundation. So I will also work on that. So I'm very happy about that. And every morning now that I wake up, I'm like, oh, God is so great. And I'm so grateful that really the NBC afforded me that opportunity. And the Namibian people, for me, they supported me. Because without the Namibian people's support, you cannot be here. It will not work. Because we are working for a public broadcaster. And we have to work always in the interest of the people. And if you do that, the people will reciprocate. And they did now when I announced my retirement. I could see how they respond. And I'm so grateful. I want to say thank you to them.
Now, with retirement, you're stepping away, but I'm sure this is not the last time we are going to see you. You spoke about documentaries. That means we're going to see you even more than we did on media.
Yes. And for this time, I'm going to do something for me.
For yourself.
Yes. And I'm going to be with my family more. I'm going to be with my grandchildren. So I am so happy that, and as I said earlier, broadcasting and my life at NBC had become my lifestyle. It was part of my lifestyle. sometimes I couldn't really separate it, you know. And why I'm so fortunate is because since I was little, I wanted to be a journalist. And I wanted to be a journalist because I love history and I love storytelling. And when you were in high school, people thought, you guys who love history and storytelling, you are the dumb ones. No, we are not the dumb ones. Because they say when you are in science, you remember, are you not going to be a doctor or a lawyer? And I told them, I'm not the dumb one. I am going to be a journalist. And I need history, I need to know geography, and I stick to that, and those were my best subjects. And I went on to be in the media and to be one of the most fortunate people to be in an industry that I could live my life fully as a reporter, as an anchor for my own program, Channel 1, as executive of NBC, and also the best thing, as a part-time lecturer at NUST and at UNAM. And then to work with my student and to look at what they are doing and to tell them, that is not what I told you in class, you know. People like Cutie Them and Alisa Mpolo, so many successful media practitioners. So, and for that, I can only be grateful. Who wouldn't be grateful, you know? And now I'm here, I'm beautiful, and I have health. How does that sound?
Sounds
Too
beautiful.
boasting, eh?
No, sounds perfect. Miss Umbi, any message that you'd like to, maybe a word of encouragement or just something that you'd like to share before we let you go?
Okay, I thought you won't let me go. No, I just want to, my message to everyone who's listening is that whatever you do, try to be ethical. Whatever you do, try to have integrity. Don't go back on your word. Always, you know, lead by example. You know what? Because actions speaks louder than words. And you will never have respect if you don't have those qualities. So that's all, that in whatever you do, in whichever field you are, whether you are in a relationship at home or at work, just be ethical, have integrity, and let the people respect you for that, because the others will follow. And follow your passion, because if you follow your passion, the money will follow you.
If you follow your passion, the money will follow you. Miss Umbi, thank you so much for being with us today, sharing so much. I swear, we could write a whole book.
I know, shame you had so many questions.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it very much.
Well, Namibia,